Fun Spot America Theme Parks is a family-owned family entertainment center that consists of 3 parks. Fun Spot Orlando is the original park and the most complete of the 3. Fun Spot Kissimmee may not be as large as the Orlando park, but still holds a foot of its own with its own lineup. And Fun Spot Atlanta is the newest of the 3 parks, and also the most different. All 3 of these parks are known for their arcades and go-karts. But recently, Fun Spot started adding rides like crazy to all of their parks, with Fun Spot Atlanta opening a new RMC hybrid this year. I had the chance to visit all 3 of these parks. So today, I'll be ranking the coasters of the Fun Spot chain. Before we get started, I'd first like to note that there are some major time gaps from when I rode some of these roller coasters. I will mention when I rode the coasters that need them because of the change in ride experience since I last rode them. With that being said, let's get started. Number 10 and number 9. Kiddie Coaster at Fun Spot Kissimmee and Sea Serpent at Fun Spot Atlanta. The E&F Miler Kiddie Coasters from both 1999 and 2001 both relocated to Fun Spot parks in 2012 and 2019. I'm lumping these 2 credits together because they're both the 11.5 feet single helix center model, though I am ranking Sea Serpent a little higher because it gave a longer ride time for me. Both coasters consist of a twisting drop, a downwards helix with some laterals, and a turn into the station, and you'll most likely get multiple laps in one cycle. It's good, but it's a kiddie coaster, so it's going in dead last. Number 8. Sea Serpent at Fun Spot Orlando. The E&F Miler Kiddie Coaster from 1997 relocated to Fun Spot in 2013. This is the oval layout of Miler's Kiddie Coasters and is actually smaller than the other 2. So why is it higher? This coaster actually has airtime, albeit very weak airtime, but still. And it's still got the laterals and multiple laps of the other 2 kiddie coasters. But it's still a kiddie coaster, so it's going in the rear end. But before anyone asks, you can ride all 3 kiddie creds without a child. Number 7. Freedom Flyer at Fun Spot Orlando. The Vekoma Suspended Family Coaster from 2013. This is a newer generation family suspended coaster from Vekoma. Built during Fun Spot Orlando's 2013 expansion, this is far smoother than Vekoma's older installations like Kitty Hawk at Carowinds, and the trains are more open and free with those minimal lap bars. The layout consists of slow turns since it is a family ride after all. And this is a stock model, so there are clones of this layout elsewhere in the world. So it's a good ride for all the family to enjoy. Number 6. Galaxy Spin at Fun Spot Kissimmee. A Zamperla spinning wild mouse from 2005 relocated to Fun Spot in 2011. Originally opening in 2005 at the then Cypress Gardens, this was relocated to Fun Spot Kissimmee in 2011 when it turned into Legoland, Florida. This is one of the many spinning wild mouse clones from Zamperla that exist everywhere. For this specific one, the top switchbacks have nice laterals, with the bottom switchbacks having crazy spinning considering my car was unbalanced. This ride doesn't have any positives or negatives, but you ride for the laterals and spinning. The lap bars are a little awkward since they rest on your thighs, but doable. However, I'm not even sure if it's open right now because, unfortunately, it suffered an accident a couple months ago where a 6-year-old boy was ejected 20 feet off the ground. The boy did survive, but suffered severe injury and the coaster closed for an investigation. Now this coaster is safe to ride, but this accident should not have happened. Number 5. Hurricane at Fun Spot Kissimmee. An E&F Miler High Miler from 2002 relocated to Fun Spot in 2019. This High Miler originally came from the defunct Celebration City, but was relocated a few times before landing at Fun Spot Kissimmee. This, along with another coaster on this list, is a rare E&F High Miler, which the company only built 4 of. These coasters are essentially their kiddie coasters scaled way up. Now this coaster is very janky as that banked low to the ground turn feels like it's going to fall apart. But the airtime and laterals are crazy because they feel so wrong. The forces are janky and feel like it'll fall apart, but that's the fun in Hurricane. The 2 big drops are sustained, the laterals on the turns feel like a wild mouse, and the airtime hill feels like you're launched into orbit. And despite its apparent jankiness, it's reasonably smooth somehow. It's funny how this is a clone of the one that fell into the ocean from an actual hurricane. New video of that coming soon. And if you're trying to ride this, no, it's not actually located in Fun Spot and instead in the back of the Old Town district next door. Fun Spot operates the rides in Old Town, including Hurricane. Number 4. Hurricane at Fun Spot Atlanta. An E&F Miler High Miler from 2002 relocated to Fun Spot in 2007. Wow, I just realized how many Miler coasters this company has that were relocated. Like Kissimmee's Hurricane, Atlanta's Hurricanes was relocated, this time coming from Nevada's Wild Island from 2002, but then came to Fun Spot Atlanta in 2007. Now this Hurricane is a custom layout, unlike Kissimmee's, but this coaster is somehow even jankier because the layout consists of airtime hills, turns, turns, rinse and repeat. So the laterals are even more crazy because the turns feel unstable, and the airtime is just as good but with more quantity. Now the Hurricane is a bit rougher due to the jankiness, but still reasonably smooth. It is funny that the go-karts next door is taller than this ride. Number 3. White Lightning at Fun Spot Orlando. The GCI wooden coaster from 2013. Built during Orlando's 2013 expansion, this is the coaster that started the coaster craze in the Fun Spot chain. This wooden coaster packs a strong punch for being a smaller Woody. There are several moments of sustained floater air during the ride, and despite being an out and back layout, GCI snuck in some laterals into the ride like the first drop. And of course, you got the classic wooden bite of White Lightning. And it's cool that the coaster runs parallel to the road with its chaser lights at night. The last time I rode it though, it was a little bit rough. But it's worth noting that White Lightning recently got a bit of retracking in a section of Titan Track in 2021. But I haven't ridden White Lightning since 2020, so needless to say, I need to go back and ride White Lightning, because I'm sure it's running better now than the last time I rode it. Number 2. Mind Blower at Fun Spot Kissimmee. A gravity grip wooden coaster from 2017. Let's address the elephant in the room. Mind Blower runs ungodly rough. Like holy this thing feels like a jackhammer. I don't know what happened for this 2017 Woody to run so freaking rough, but like holy just like White Lightning's Titan Track, the last time I rode this was before I got RMC's 208 retrack. So I imagine it's a lot more rideable now. But if the ride experience was so shaky to the point it's unrideable, why is it ranked this high? One thing you should know is that I have an extreme tolerance for rough wooden coasters. As long as the layout is good, I am able to enjoy even the roughest of wooden coasters. And most people agree Mind Blower has a very good layout. The airtime in laterals is much more powerful than that of White Lightning, with the first drop and several bunny hills having stronger sustained air. The best and most unique element of Mind Blower is of course the 0G roll. Very few Woodies can say they go upside down, and Mind Blowers offers nice hang time and whip. If Mind Blower gets smoother, and I hope Fun Spot continues to retract this ride, I guaranteed Mind Blower would become a great Woody. Last I checked, the coaster runs slower, sounds like nails on a chalkboard, and the transitions between wood and steel are jarring. Number 1. Air Force 1 at Fun Spot Atlanta. An RMC iBox coaster from 2022, delayed a full year to 2023. You all knew Air Force would be number 1. This is one of the best roller coasters in the world. This RMC hybrid has one of the best pacing and layouts I've ever seen on a roller coaster. Every element on Air Force 1 is created to perfection. While the first drop and Raven Trust Dive are admittedly the weakest elements on the ride, both offer solid weak ejector. But after this gets bonkers. The stall and barrel roll has crazy hang time and whip, the outer bank and double up has sustained ejector air, and the speed hill and quad down are crazy sharp. The quad down specifically has so much crazy airtime, some people find it too much that it hurts. The other problem with its crazy forces is that the brake run is very short and comes to a sudden stop. The issue comes when you rise into the brake run and gets ejected when you slow down, so the stoppage could hurt your thighs, shins, and your man region. Now it is weird that a world-class coaster like this exists essentially at an FEC, and the coaster was delayed a whole year because the government hates us. But this coaster is so good, you should come down to Fun Spot Atlanta and ride Air Force 1. So that is my rankings of the coasters at the Fun Spot parks. I really hope the Airy family continues to invest into the Fun Spot parks, and it seems like they're continuing to do so, as there's a rumor for an RMC Raptor to go to the Orlando location. Most of you knew Air Force was going to be number 1, but what are your thoughts about the jankiness that is their other roller coasters? Leave all that down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, which if you watched at the end it means you did, it would help if you gave a like. Also, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It only takes 5 seconds to do, and that motivates me to make more awesome content just like this in the future. The top 5 coasters on this list warrants a video of their own, so you don't want to miss that. This is the Coaster Flood, riding out.